Hello, you beautiful, beautiful beings. Welcome to my first pick a card reading, which means you get options, which means you get to tune into your intuition and just go on a journey with different frequencies, different storylines. I have been watching these types of videos for some time now. I love them. And I come back to them over and over again from a couple of my favorite tarot and oracle readers. And I choose different decks at different times in my life. So these are lifetime readings. You get to come back if you need more guidance at another point. Choose a different dragon. This is the beginning of, just me sharing a little bit more, giving people more of what they love. And people do love my oracle readings. And I would like to invite you to actually join my Patreon, because there's going to be more of these over there than just for everyone on YouTube. I'm doing a couple for YouTube, but I'm moving everybody over to Patreon because that way we all win. It's a win-win, win-win-win. Trust me, you know what I mean. If you chose dragon number 1, you have the energy of MORDWYN. And the tagline for MORDWYN is... So for the dragons, we are just going with the tagline for each dragon, and then I'm going to use all of my gifts and all of the rest of the cards, which I have not seen any cards but the top card, which is the dragon. Everything's going to be a in the moment reveal and journey with you. So MORDWYN, the dragon tagline for this card is: only you are the master of your destiny. Only you are the master of your destiny. So if you've chosen this deck right away, you're here to live a very, very, very spiritual life. But guess what? That includes your humanity. That means there's no separation. There's no separation between living your desires and living in service. Everything that you do, everything that you are, how you show up in the world is actually for the greatest good of everyone. So this is exciting. This is a very, very beautiful energy to start tapping into. Maybe you can see already the purples, the blues. This is very, very high frequency. It's very much the upper chakras. It has a lot to do with your intuitive abilities, your third eye, your seership, your ability to cognize higher dimensional information, to translate that for other people. Again, through any which way that feels good and feels true for you, even through your desires to share pleasure, your desires to share experiences, whether that's travel, whether that's adventuring. You know, maybe you're very physical, maybe you like working out, running, just being very in your body. I feel this is a deck that gives permission to the body. And let me show you the card that I just flipped over as I was saying that. We have the beautiful crystal skull of the jaguar. And I'm not surprised this card came out, because today is the day of the jaguar in the Mayan calendar. Right away, I get this feeling of the big cats. The big cats are here to support you being fully human, being fully of the earth, being fully in your body, being fully in permission to serve from, once again, maybe the lens that you've put on the back burner, right? You thought spirituality was one way. You thought, oh, the quiet, meditative, like hold the pose forever and ever, like that must be the spiritual thing. That must be the highest frequency. That's how I have to show up for others. I gotta, a straight spine for hours at a time and do the yoga and do those types of things and then teach it and show it and share it. But what I'm seeing for you is much more fluid. It's much more animalistic even. So you got the serpent. It says, face your fears. I say it's the serpent crystal skull because it's the crystal skull with serpents coming, actually one serpent really like coming above the crown of this cranium. And what I see and what I feel with this card is a little bit of that Frida Kahlo energy, bringing in the Mexican hey frequencies. So for those of you that don't know who Frida Kahlo is, she was an artist. She was a visionary. She was unique. She was not copycatting anybody. She showed up authentically as herself. She painted beautifully strange, deep themes. And people took notice of her. People took notice of her at a time where women painters or women artists weren't even, that important. It was really a time of men. It was really a time of, her partner happened to be an artist as well, and he was world famous, but she stood her own. She stood on her own because she was true to herself. So with this energy of face your fears, along with the crystal skull of the jaguar, is full permission to be unique, full permission to be activating your solar plexus and trusting that your unique nature, that your strangeness, again in quotations, because what's strange to one person might be absolutely magnetic to somebody else. It might be natural and true for you to show up in your strangeness and know that that's power. And also to know that it's not strange. It might just be different. So we have the crystal of joy. By the way, throwing it out there that your deck had the most crystal skull energies that flew out of the deck altogether. So you got rise above. This is the energy of the raven. And guardian dragon. Whoa, 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 whoa. You have all the realms. You have all the realms. You have the realm of the underworld, which is the serpent and the death energy. You have the realm of earth, which is the jaguar. And you have the realm of above, which would be represented by the raven and the dragon flying above. And you also have a little bit of that reminder of honoring the inner child with this beautiful joy. I was going to say joy dragon, joy crystal skull. So what I'm feeling with the crystal kingdom overall, wisdom of the crystal skulls deck, is you're being really, really, really invited to not limit yourself to any one thing, any one path. For some people, one path like yoga, that's the thing. That's what they do. That's what they're, pristine. And it's so clear that that's their path. For you, it's not like that. For you, you actually have to serpentine yourself and your energy and your passions. Because if we look back at the dragon card, right, there's this like representation of the tree of life here. And if we just take a look, there are many spheres, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spheres on the tree of life. And the dragon is connecting, creating, feeling into, tapping into all of these different spheres, all of these different realms, not limiting to one realm, not limiting to one path, to knowledge, one path to awakening, one path to ascension. For you, that is a key. And that is something that up until this point, you've been afraid to step into. You've been afraid to rise above the crowd, right? The crowd likes things easy. Like, give me the straight, A to B plan and I'll do that. And that's not good enough for you, You're special. For the Mary Magdalene card, I was guided to have each deck just have one Magdalene message. So this would be the message from the Divine Feminine Collective, the Sophianic Dragons, and you're guided to ask questions. Mary Magdalene with the alabaster jar. What I'm getting with this card is ask questions of the dragons. Ask questions, again, of all the various spheres. Don't limit yourself. Don't feel like you have to do this alone, right? You have all these gifts. You have so much access. You have connections. Your energy so far tells me that you are connected. Remember, I said all the realms, above, below, within, on the earthly realm with the jaguar. Today being the day of the jaguar is also the day of the feminine. And then we have this beautiful rose quartz guardian dragon, which, rose quartz isn't exactly exclusive to feminine or females, but it is a softer energy. It is a softer tone. So you are being guided by the guardian dragon of your own rose quartz heart or your own rose quartz sphere. You might feel or perceive it as more than just a crystal. It might be an entire realm that carries that energy, that activates your high heart, the rose heart. And you can connect to that sphere. You have access to that sphere just by taking your awareness there, just by deciding to connect and ask the questions that you need answers to. So combined with this green energy, that'll be the last thing I say for the Magdalene card, you're really working with this heart space. So play with the heart and the high heart. Play with that emerald green and that rose quartz. Kind of merge them and then separate them and play with those frequencies and see what else they gift you with, right? This is a journey. This is a journey for you to understand your power, for you to understand once again that you are the master of your destiny, that being the overall, and only you are the master of your destiny. Meaning, no matter what other people say to you, no matter what people have said in the past, growing up, hearing things and knowing maybe deep down that they were breaking you down, right? They weren't building you up. They might have created this facade that like, oh, we love you, we're doing this for you, like go to university, do the thing, get the job, like that's what people do and we love you, so go ahead and do that. But they were actually breaking down, once again, your uniqueness, your multifaceted self, your access to direct source, wisdom, knowing, and power. You got the light of the sun in this beautiful Lioness of the Light Oracle. And I'm going to show you this beautiful Earth Power card, which kind of looks like an eclipse, but they're very similar. This kind of could even be an eclipse itself. And there's that Magdalene energy again. Magdalena Bay, Baja. This is a grid point in Mexico. So this could be relevant to you if you are looking for a place to connect physically on the planet. If you're looking to, and I just saw this right now. Both your cards are Mexico. Both your earth power cards are Mexico. So we have northern Mexico, Baja California, the state of Baja California, and we have Palenque, which is the very southern part of Mexico, Chiapas, the state of Chiapas. There's the sun again. So if you didn't believe me when I said you were special, here is your energy. Solar. Power spots on the planet, power temples, power in the water, power in nature. You must connect with this energy. You are invited to go to the land of jaguars, which is the lands of southern Mexico and northern, and actually all over Guatemala, maybe even Belize, these lands. I'm going to read to you what both of these say. For Magdalena Bay, it says, I birth new concepts and ideas easily. I am full of flowfulness in every part of my life. Grace permeates my being. So you are birthing. You are birthing realms, concepts, ideas. You're birthing new earth. You're birthing gifts for future generations, gifts for even just the people in your life, even the people that unknowingly were breaking you down when you were a child. So don't fall back into that childlike state that feels like they need to please and people please and do what others want them to do and be who others want them to be. Remember, your parents had the opportunity to make their own choices in their life. And if they made certain choices and their life unfolded in a certain way, it was for a reason. It was for a reason. And if they didn't fulfill certain things, it's not your job. It is not your job to fulfill their dreams. It is your job to fulfill your own. It is your job to be the light of the sun, to remember who you are and why you specifically came here. And this card says, I have Palenque. I have a personal relationship with my patron guides. I am the result of love throughout the ages. I am awakened to my own value and purpose. And that is a beautiful way to end card dragon number 1. Please, please, please do write a comment if this resonated with you, if you liked this style of reading. And if you come back and watch another card, comment again and say, I'm back and I picked a different dragon this time. A lot of solar power for you guys. Loving you so much. Thank you for being here. Light up the world, guys. Love you. Hello, you beautiful beings who chose this beautiful dragon, Lord KUTHUMI. I am trying out something new here, doing this pick a card reading to give people more options and just to have a little bit of fun, to switch it up. For each deck, I have already pre-shuffled and picked a pack of cards which I haven't seen yet. The only card I have seen is the dragon card. So your dragon card, the overall energy, the reason why you tuned into this deck and picked this card is because you are the change. That's the overall tagline. You are the change. What a powerful invitation and statement that is. And I just almost have no words because the frequency is such a high frequency. The dragon, maybe you can see it here, has his tongue sticking out and he is above this beautiful being, which is like the human representation, or at least a humanoid representation of the energy of this dragon, which is Lord KUTHUMI. It is a very, very high frequency being. It is a being associated with creating from manifesting thoughts and words into reality. So let's get into the rest of the cards. You're beautiful. And deck number 1 also had a dragon come out of this crystal skull deck. And I believe there are only 2 dragons in the entire deck. And both deck 1 and deck 2 got the dragons. So this is a Dragons Love Cacao, channel. This is what I do. I work with dragons. I bring dragon frequency through. I invite you to remember who you are, who your dragon is, what your dragon is capable of, and just enjoy. Just enjoy this. Self-esteem and self-worth. With Lord Kuthumi, feel that dragon energy right there. Just feel it in your body. This is big right now. This is huge. The self-worth piece, the loving yourself, the gifting yourself the time and space to get really passionate, juicy, loving, sexy, intimate with yourself. All the warm months of the year. Taking that into, fall and winter as well. I want you to be so juicy and warm and excited about who you are. Because I'm excited. Because the collective that's tuned into this channel and the way I share, and also just the way my dragon family here on earth, the way we are all coming together right now, it's really exciting. It's really, really exciting. And I'm here to support, to witness, to love up on other people coming into their own, coming into their power and purpose. Your beautiful deck had 2 messages from the Magdalene Oracle. Again, I have not seen these cards until right now. First card, Salome's Destiny, move on. Second card, Dolmen des Fades, silence. So interestingly enough, right now, you're a little bit in a sad phase. You're a little bit in a maybe an ending. Maybe there's a transformation happening. You're reevaluating your worth. You're reevaluating just some things that have happened. Again, for you, not to you. We're not a victim of anything. But life has its challenges, cycles, especially around the eclipses that we've had, especially around the beginning of the year. If you're watching this in 2023, it's been several months. We're deep into 2023 in my opinion, but the energy is shifting. The heaviest, densest part of the year, the most difficult part of the year, in my personal opinion, we're moving to the other side of that. We're moving through that. We're shifting into new frequencies, new energies. So this moving on or move on invitation, we don't see the face of this person. So what I'm getting is it could be you moving on, or it could be somebody moving on from you. And this isn't a bad thing. This is beautiful. This is divinely set up. This is the way you truly wanted it. You did this. You created this. You invited this. Remember, you're a master. You're a dragon. So embrace that you manifested certain things and go on that journey. Oh, that's so interesting. I almost was going to say, yeah, look, the word destiny again, but destiny was in the tagline of the other dragon deck. I'm not going to tell you which one, but the other dragon deck had destiny in the title, and then you have Salome's destiny here. So Salome would have been one of the Essenes in the time of Yeshua, related to Yeshua. She was one of the Marys. Many, many Marys, not just Mother Mary. If you want to go on that journey and discover more, do a little Google search of either the Three Marys or the Essenes. And yeah, Salome, I believe in this image, she's either traveling within France or maybe Greece or one of these Mediterranean type islands. And I'm feeling you're being called to travel. I'm feeling you're being called to travel so that you can heal, so that you can spend some time alone. Again, this Magdalene card, she's alone. She's inside of this beautiful sacred site, a dolmen, a temple, an ancient site. Her eyes are closed. She's contemplating self-esteem, worth. She's contemplating even her next steps, right? We move on or we take some time for ourselves and we're regrouping. And as we're building ourselves up again, well, then we start maybe allowing ourselves to feel into, well, what's after this? What happens next? If I'm in the transformation now, what happens after that? Like, what happens after I heal? What happens if I summon my worth and my power and my belief and my trust in myself, my trust that whatever happened is for my highest good? And I will use this card as the answer to that. You get solar grounding. Beautiful feline energy, beautiful feline pause in the ground. All of this yellow light. You're asked to connect deeply with the earth. Be with the earth. Put your feet in the earth. Meditate in the earth. Trust that Mother has the healing for you and trust that she has the activations for you. A lot of people kind of overlook the power of this planet. Not because it's something that they want to do. It's just a lot of us grew up in cities. A lot of us grew up in circles where we didn't have our feet in the ground. We weren't in nature as much as we could have been, or maybe as much as we were when we were children. And what I'm doing with these readings is I am going to involve more grid work. I am going to invite you to become a guardian of Gaia, to become a guardian of this planet. And that involves getting out there on the earth. So with the traveling, move on, Salome's destiny card, solar grounding, putting your feet in the earth, being in a sacred site like one of these beautiful dolmens. This is probably the south of France, if I'm not mistaken, around the Saint Baume area, Saint Baume. I have two earth power cards from this, like one of my grid worker decks. And you have Glastonbury Tor and the Ganges. Very different energies. I actually know this energy very well. Many of you might know that I spent quite a bit of time in Avalon, in Glastonbury. It's where the dragons started appearing in my cup. It's where so many shifts and changes in my life happened. It's where I had basically my breakdown or breakthrough and had to summon my power and take time away for myself in silence, alone, to regroup. So I'll read you what the Glastonbury Tor card says. This is a site that's usually associated with summer solstice, so that might help some of you. And here you have the word solar grounding and the imagery here with that beautiful solar energy and the solar site, which is the St. Michael's Tower, which is the Tor, the Glastonbury Tor. So there could be something very relevant for you around summer solstice. You're preparing for summer solstice. Even if you're in the southern hemisphere, then this is going to be summer solstice for you. So it's not quite going to be June if you happen to be in the southern hemisphere watching this. It will be basically your December. And it'll be your June if you are in the northern hemisphere. And don't be afraid. Don't take that as a, oh fuck, I fucked up because I'm not gonna have my transformation or my healing until then. Because remember, time is irrelevant. Time is irrelevant. What really matters is love. What really matters is taking the time and the energy to believe you are worthy, to believe that you are beautiful, to believe that you are the creator of your own life, to believe that you are the change. And that you can make little changes every day. Doesn't have to be drastic. Dragon energy is so many things. It's not one thing. And people move as fast or as slow as they need to. Maybe it seems sometimes that I'm very, very transformative and my life just looks a certain way, but you don't know all the little steps, all the little moments and things and cycles that maybe you didn't catch up on because I don't know when you started watching this channel or following my journey on Instagram or Patreon. I really have no idea. So I'm saying this because don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare your speed to the speed of somebody else. And so I'm going to go back to this card because this kind of really, really rooted, grounded, feet in the earth imagery here, these paws, this maybe this lion or jaguar or spotted animal, big cat in the ground is beautiful because she's possibly not even moving, right? She's still. She's in position. She's getting her power. She's getting recharged. She doesn't care about time. It's not the time of the hunt per se. It's the time of preparation. And the time of preparation is just as important as the time of the hunt, the action, the go for it, right? Where they're leaping. So maybe that is something some of you needed to hear. Magic flows through my life. I will heal. I have power and it is real. Spiritual power takes time to develop and I find the right teachers when I am ready. So here's confirmation where I was saying it's not about speed, it's about readiness. It's about prepared states of being. And if you're not grounded and you throw yourself into situations and travels and challenges, you know, there's no right or wrong, but who's to say it's not going to be chaotic or hectic or very challenging if you do it that way. Now, if you prepare a little bit ahead of time and then leap into action, then I feel you'll just be in the receptive state to not only receive the healing, receive the magic, receive the power, receive the teachers, the allies, the beautiful other people on the path, that it's about their timing as well, so that you can meet them on the path. Everybody's timing is a complex algorithm from the cosmos, from this type of space. He's organizing it all right now, and actually now I'm feeling this energy of the twin flame. And I'm going to share that both of these cards have a hand. This card, it's one person. He's got two balls of light, fire, like these I can never say that word, toroidal. He's got these fields of energy. And then in this card, we have these hands holding a lotus, yellow as well. So there's a very strong solar plexus invitation for you guys to work on your solar plexus, which is the place of personal power, which is the place of self-esteem, which is the place of worthiness. It is the lioness or the lion within. So this card says the Ganges, I forgive and I do not fear. I accept where I am in this moment, and thus I can flow and grow from here. And the reason why I said I wanted to speak to the hands is because I'm feeling this, and look, there's kind of the male and female energy here. I feel this is about union for some of you. So I'm going to pick one more card. Let's get a Magdalene card, just to get a little bit of expansion, to see if, yeah, even with the self-esteem and self-worth dragon and the moving on and the silence, it's like maybe you're moving on from the stories and the person who was your, wow, who was your partner at some point, who was your lover at some point, or who was an ideal or somebody that you had latched onto in the mind, saying like, it's got to be that person. And Spirit is telling you, maybe it's not. Maybe move on. Maybe release that. Maybe flow a bit. Maybe heal a bit. Ground a bit. And you might just receive the message that you need. So you got Salome again. There are not very many Salome cards. Salome is a key for you. I'll share more about this in the Patreon, about Salome's energy. But you got ecstatic dance with Salome. So this is about your sensuality. This is about getting down with your, and look, 2 moons here, your feminine energy. Even if you're a male, this is about getting down with your feminine energy. This is about moving your body, being in flow, connect to the moon, dance under the moon, get into the waters. Allow that energy to guide you going forward. It's going to get very, very, very exciting for your love life. You just have a little bit of preparation left in the heart department. So I'm sending you so much love. I know this energy. I know this cycle. I've been there. I'm excited for your transformation. I'm excited for your step by step, and really tap into that lion or lioness energy. It's going to be a huge, huge help for you. Love you. Please leave a comment. Pass this on to somebody if it really resonated with you. Come back and pick another dragon deck at some other point. Lots of love. See you on Patreon. Hello, beautiful, beautiful beings that chose dragon pile number 3, deck number 3. I am just doing a quick little smudgy because the battery died, and you know, I kind of disconnected to charge it, and now I am coming back into the oracle setting, and I'm very, very, very curious to see and feel. I already feel that this deck, the energy is very different than the other 2 decks, so let's see what wants to come through. But if you chose the beautiful Dragon of Peace, you get some extra Palo Santo love. And this is Palo Santo from Bolivia. So maybe that's an extra bonus frequency. Okay, and the tagline for the Dragon of Peace is, allow me to pull together your scattered energies. Interesting, because when you think of peace, you think, it's like all, right? But how do we get there? How do we get to that centered, balanced, equilibrious space? Well, in some sense, we might be all scattered here and there, and we have the monkey mind, and we have so many things we want to do. We have a lot of energy. Maybe we've had a lot of cacao or a lot of coffee, and we're everywhere, right? And there is a summoning. There is a pull it together. Pull it together, man. Pull it together, woman. We need you here in peace. And I'm flipping over the cards as we speak. What I've shared, since this is the first of the channel, pick a card reading. I've not seen any of the cards before except for the dragon card at the beginning. So I'm doing this live in real time with all of you. flipping over the cards, and it's a lot of fun that way because I get to use my intuition in a different way. I get to interact with the energy of the collective that is going to tune into this reading. And even just flipping one card at a time, there's so much power in seeing everything unfold. And as I flipped over the three beautiful, oh, this deck is so special to me. It's the Wisdom of the Crystal Skulls Oracle. It's like a part of my soul. I can't even explain it, because if I could, I would have all the crystals in the world at all times on me in all of my bags. But obviously that's impossible, especially as much as I travel. I'm often leaving crystals behind, exchanging crystals, gifting crystals, offering them to the water and to the earth. And so all of this to say, this deck is like having all the crystals in my bag, in my pocket, in my suitcase. So I flipped over three crystal skulls that came out for you. And I just like to show you the power and the majesty. You have forgive. You have dream big. And you have, I was going to say golden boy. Golden boy, golden ray. And what I'm getting from this, there's a sense of red, white, and blue that I'm getting. There's a sense of independence. This is just the way I'm reading it. This is just what's actually coming through. Obviously, there's many other colors besides red in this crystal. And if I'm not mistaken, this is Mu-Kite Jasper. This would be some type of obsidian, and this would be lapis lazuli. But when I had them all laid out here, I kind of got this red, white, and blue energy, right? This energy of many, many nations that have these flags with these three principal colors, red, white, and blue. So you might be playing with this energy of liberation, this energy of, I'm going to liberate myself from all of these fragmented, scattered, go, 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 monkey mind, can't sit still, can't finish a task energies, because that will actually bring me closer to myself. That will actually bring me closer to my dreams, closer to my golden frequency, closer to forgiveness as well, because I feel that sometimes when we have so many thoughts, so many things keeping us engaged, it's a distraction. It's part of a program that actually stifles us a little bit. It actually knocks us off of our balance and off of our highest timeline. The highest timeline just means that you're executing with love and authenticity at every moment, you know, what you're supposed to be doing. And the supposed to be doesn't come from anybody outside of you. It comes from the permission of your own soul. It comes from you. Comes from you. Forgiveness. It is a very big theme right now for a lot of people, especially in the shedding of old stories of ourselves. Like, we are forgiving people that hurt us. We are forgiving situations that were challenging, that involved many players, but also involved ourselves, also involved directly our ego, our egoic self, our free will, choices that we made. And you know what? Just take a breath with me here, because nobody on this entire planet is perfect. We all make choices that lead to other choices, that lead to other choices, that lead to the life that we're living. And sometimes we do have to stop, come back to center, and just say, yeah, that wasn't the highest choice. Yeah, I kind of let people just take me on a ride, you know, like okay, I'm gonna use the example of something most people have seen in the movies, right? a really nice car with maybe a really cute guy or girl driving that really nice car, pulls up next to a young girl or a young guy and kind of tempts them and says, do you want to ride? You know, like, do you want to ride in my fast, expensive, sweet car? A Mustang maybe, or some other type of, I'm feeling this kind of old-fashioned energy, this maybe like 80s or 90s, maybe a Corvette. And of course, who's gonna say no to that? Who's gonna be like, no thanks, I'll walk? Like, or maybe you have your bicycle and you're just like, I'll just ride my bike home, thanks for the offer. Like, they're attractive, they're magnetic, they're, you know, in their power, they're in their frequency, and they offer you something. You are tempted, you take it, you take the offer, you get in the car. You just don't know where the car's gonna go. You weren't fully tapped into your intuition. You weren't fully tapped into your golden intuitive, you know, this beautiful lapis lazuli energy where you could see the situation for what it was, you know, a lesson, for what it would have, for what it would have been, for what it could be, for what it could become, a lesson. Where you learn things, where you learn, okay, pretty things aren't always the best decision. Beautiful people are not always the best choices for me. If I have that little voice in me saying, yeah, nah, just keep walking. Yeah, just take the bike. It's okay. It's nice. It's nice to bike ride. It's good for the thighs. It's good for the bum, as they say. So just forgive yourself for being attracted or taking the ride or going on a journey with people in your past that led you a little bit astray, because it happens to all of us. Happens to all of us. Don't worry, your dream is still here. Your dream is still alive in you. Fully possible, fully backed by the universe, fully backed by the dragons, the crystal kingdom. And here I'll bring in the Magdalene energy. And you got Rosa Gallica, sensuality and secrets. So I'm using the Magdalene card in this particular reading as the message from the Divine Feminine for you. So think of this as a loving mother, a loving sister, a confidant that just wants to add her loving frequency of support to the overall message of your reading. And so if this is about gathering your scattered energy, gathering all these parts of you and unifying them so that you can decide, you're at the 0 point field. Anything is possible from this place, the black, dark, cosmic womb, the void. Anything can be birthed from here. If you envision it, if you believe it, if it's for you, if you feed that dream, if you feed it with your consciousness, your awareness, your love, your energy, it's yours. So with this message about sensuality and secrets from Magdalene, and I'm feeling to pick one more card just to elaborate on it, but what I do feel about it is spend some time getting to know the depths of your sensual nature, getting to know yourself a little bit better away from everybody else, you know, like play some music, go to Spotify per se, or maybe YouTube, and just play a song that you like. And then let the algorithm of Spotify pick another song for you, and then tune into your intuition and decide, does that actually vibe with me? Is that actually right? Is that actually for me? And then make a conscious choice to feel it in the body and say, oh yeah, I like where this is going. Yeah, it is me. Yeah, this empowers me. Yes, this makes me feel good. Or also to go the other route and say, ooh, this song doesn't make me feel good. Ooh, you don't know me, Spotify. You don't know me. You don't know my secrets. You don't know my jams. and press next, you know, exit the song, let it choose something else. Or you yourself tune in and say, actually, I want this song, and be decisive and type in the name and the artist of the song that you want to listen to. Because again, there's something about this deck, and I'm going to bring in the dragon one more time. The purple energy and the lapis lazuli is very, very indicative of your intuition coming online right now. Your gifts to know yourself. You know, the phrase know thyself, it's biblical. It's cosmic, it's powerful. You might even want to start tuning into that frequency, like starting your day or starting one of your spiritual or meditative or even your human practices with just a little bit more intention and care and awareness, and say to yourself, know thyself, know thyself, know thyself. It's almost as if you're commanding that. You're commanding that in your auric field. You're commanding that tone in your own voice. So you have to say it out loud. I'm not just talking about saying it in your head. You command with your tone, the sound of your voice, your unique frequency as a unique being here on the planet. Nobody else has your tone. They may have the words. They have a voice too. They don't have your tone. They don't have your frequency. That is just for you. Do this in secret. Don't do this in front of other people. Sensuality and secrets. It's like a secret practice. Like you would do in a temple back in the day, where you would tone certain things and you would just, right? You know, anybody, the monks in the caves, the Egyptians, you know, working with the throat, with toning, with sounds, with frequencies, making even those very like Tibetan, like it doesn't matter how strange it sounds. The point is that you might start feeling called to do some of this stuff, to free yourself a little bit more from free yourself a little bit from any shame or any constriction. This is about play. This is about getting bigger, right? Dream big is not only about envisioning and dreaming bigger things for your life. It's also about knowing how big you truly are, knowing you're big, like big dragon energy, knowing you're big and bold, like the true leaders of this planet. The true leaders are big, they're bold, they're brave. They do things that other people shy away from. They give themselves permission that other people are terrified to allow themselves to do certain things because, oh, that, you know, we don't do that. Oh, you know, that's not polite. Oh, like, what if somebody doesn't like my voice? What if, you know, I'm in a hotel right now. I'm doing an oracle reading in my bedroom. I don't know if people are walking by listening. I don't know if, you know, this morning when I was singing and dancing outside by the pool, like, I don't know what other people think. I had my headphones in. I imagine it's not something people see every single day in a nice hotel like this. But I'm not worried about those things anymore because that's not my reality right now. So your dragon deck, I believe out of the three of them, is very much about permission. And that's exciting. Give yourself the permission to explore new things, very, very, very much in the realms of the power of your voice and the power of your third eye and the power of all of your subtle but not so subtle higher gifts coming online right now. Everything from the sensitivity of your ears, what you perceive, how you hear music, even when there's no music, how you hear notes. This might actually be for people that are very connected to creating sounds, sound healers, creating music, creating beats, creating transmissions, healing transmissions for others. I feel like of all the decks, this one is one where you're really aware that you already are a healer, you already are some form of intuitive that works with others, that already transmits energies, and you're just going to take it up a notch, and it's exciting. You got Blessed Be as just the elaboration of the Magdalene message, and it says incoming messages. So what I love about this is that my intuition is asking for me to highlight that the bees are all about vibrations, right? So maybe you're gonna get down with some bees. Maybe you gotta start letting your voice do some of this vibrational, you know, like I said, maybe using the monk tones, or the Tibetan monk sounds, or Mongolian chanting. All of these types of sound healing things are going to be very, very beneficial to you, and they're going to bring you messages. They're going to bring you divine messages that are going to help pull you together, center you, and streamline you to your dream, streamline you to your life of service. And we have 2 cards from the Lioness Light Oracle. Remember, I haven't seen any of these cards, so I'm tuning in, sitting with the Grandmother, Lioness of Light. So, and actually, I feel like I saw this card yesterday. I was putting all my decks away into my suitcases, and I saw this. It was at the bottom of the deck, and I'd never seen it before. What I'm receiving from this is very much in the realms of plant medicine. So this is the only deck where I've mentioned plant medicine, which is actually really exciting because this is something that I am very, very passionate about. I love what plant medicine has done for me. I love how it has opened my throat. I love how it has opened my heart. I love how I have these moments of deja vu. Even now I'm feeling this, like there's something, there's a wave, there's a connection where I've either lived a millisecond of this oracle reading already before and maybe glimpsed it within a plant medicine journey. So for some of you who may already know how much power you have in your throat chakra, but you haven't actually fully given yourself the permission to explore what that could be, how it could serve your own life, how it could serve others, you're invited to go on a medicine journey. Now, whether that's mushrooms, whether it's ayahuasca, whether it's a plant that's a bit softer and still very, very powerful, still of the caliber of dragons like cacao. And I am going to say it, you can book a private cacao session with me where we can go on this journey, where we can drink together, where there will be a specific recipe that is created for you if that's what you desire. I have a recipe specifically for the opening of the throat. I have other recipes that are not specific to the throat, but almost every one of the recipes at this point has come in with certain tones, with certain frequencies that want to be sung and chanted out loud because they're activating, because they are codes of the universe, because they are codes of the grandmother and the mother and Pachamama, this planet, Gaia herself. So for you, that's an invitation. Please, if you are going to go on a journey with plants, do it with respect. Connect with somebody who is very well versed in the realms of plant medicines. You know, this isn't for the lighthearted. That's all I will say. Choose wisely. Don't just get in that car with the sexy, you know, guy or gal who are like, let's go on a mushroom journey. Like, be more intentional than that. That's the advertisement. Lioness of Light. I'm going to combine this with the final card for you, which is the Earth power. This is kind of the grid work card of your entire reading to close it out. And it's Delphi. So this is Greek energy. Beautiful, beautiful ancient temple of the oracles. We have a very strong invitation of action here. I'm feeling this arrow at the top of the temple is about pointing your arrow to your dreams and actually acting, like actually release the arrow, because you know what your dreams are. You know what equals liberation for you. This isn't a game anymore. This isn't like, oh, I don't know. Like, of all the decks, you fucking know. You know you're a healer. You know you're a magician. You know you're an alchemist. You know you're connected to plants. You know you have a power in your throat, in your being, that can change realities for the good, that can heal people. So of all of them, I'm being more direct. Even myself, I'm shooting the arrow at you and I'm saying you're invited. Step up into your light. Step up into your power. Stop pretending that you're small, because you are anything but that. And it is when we step into our power, it is when we step into our light that we receive the blessings, blessed be, where we receive the blessings that are also like backtracked, right? So this is where I'm talking about, maybe you're like, I can't make money being a sound healer. I can't make money being a healer. Like, nobody wants to pay me so that I can afford my rent in the place that I am. And I'm telling you, the world is changing. Start putting yourself out there. Start somewhere. Charge something. I used to charge, let's see, around 40 or 30 or a lot of times free readings for people that were close to me, because I wasn't fully in my power, and because I wanted to start somewhere and get the feedback and get confirmation that what I was doing was right, that what I was doing was true for my path, that it wasn't just like a whim, you know, like, oh, let's try oracle reading. No, I wanted to understand. I wanted to feel in my body that people were receiving from what I was doing. I knew I was doing it with integrity. I always have. But it took a while to be like, okay, they're receiving so much more than just like some feel-good confirmation about where they are. They're receiving fucking activate codes from me, from all the places I've been, from all of the councils that I work with, from the dragons, from Magdalene, from the lion, from the jaguar. Today's the jaguar day in the Mayan calendar, from cacao, from the Mediterranean where I'm filming this from. This is why the prices that I have set now are the prices. This is why the Patreon prices are the prices that they are. And I'm telling you, it's taken years, if not over a decade, for me to be ready to call in the real blessings and the hive and the tribe and the dragons who are like, you're worth. You weren't the one that got the self-worth card. There was another deck that got the self-worth and self-esteem card. So I'm going to bring that in. I'm going to tie that in. Your worth and your self-esteem is not determined by your gifts. It's not determined by what can you do. It's determined by who are you. Who are you at your core? That in a nutshell is the paradox, because you're fucking priceless. You're God's source here in a human body. You're God's source in a human body. So that's your message. And I will say one more time, because I didn't read the description of Delphi, but it says, I receive divine messages constantly and clearly. I look for the truth in any situation. I know myself. Power comes from the inside out. Haven't seen these cards, you guys. Flip them over, and I've already done a whole reading being like, you're gonna get messages. Know thyself. There you go. There you go. Mic drop. I love you all. You are so blessed. Please use your voices. Please check out Tom Kenyon. I'm gonna link a beautiful song that I was tuning into actually only with your deck because the battery died, so I had to dismantle everything, put the charger on, play some music meanwhile, and you got the Hathors really influencing your deck, and you're the only one that got that. So that's another confirmation. The Hathors are all about this. They're all about this. They're all about the tones and the frequencies and the magic and the music and the sound and the big ears. I love you all. Join the Patreon. There's going to be a lot more of these pick a card readings on there. Maybe even exclusively on there. This is kind of just like a putting it out there, seeing how I like doing these. These are fun, you guys. These are like, they get me fired up because they're completely different frequencies in a short span of time, like kind of really compact, where normally I can do a 45-minute reading for one card, sorry, one collective. I'm doing little shorter 15-20 minute. You actually got a long one. You got like a 30-minute reading for each intuitively chosen deck. So I am excited to share and to receive you over there. And even if you're not over there, I love you. There will still be transmissions here on YouTube. I love you all. That's all. Blessings.